For centuries, the Great Sphinx of Giza has guarded the desert plateau with its enigmatic stare, its colossal body lying half buried in sand for most of recorded history. It is one of the oldest and most iconic monuments in the world. But beneath its weathered limestone exterior lies a mystery that archaeologists and historians have debated for more than a century. In 1937, during restoration work conducted near the Sphinx's right paw, workers uncovered a depression in the ground that led to an unexplored cavity. At first, Egyptologists assumed it was a natural erosion pocket, nothing more than a hollow formed by centuries of desert winds. But when a small opening was cleared, a dark shaft appeared, descending downward into the bedrock. The unexpected discovery of this shaft ignited one of the most enduring questions in Egyptology. Is there a hidden tunnel system beneath the Sphinx? And if so, what purpose did it serve? Was it a forgotten storage chamber, a ceremonial passage, an unfinished project, or something far older than the Sphinx itself? In today's investigation, we are going to trace the origins of this discovery, examine the archaeological evidence, and explore what modern research tells us about the hidden structure beneath the Sphinx, a structure that continues to divide scholars even today. To understand the significance of the shaft, we must look back to the time when the Sphinx was constructed. The monument is widely believed to have been carved during the reign of Pharaoh Khafre, around 2500 BCE. Khafre ruled during Egypt's Old Kingdom, a period known for its extraordinary architectural achievements, including the construction of the second largest pyramid at Giza, the Sphinx, carved from a single mass of limestone bedrock, was an unprecedented engineering feat. The builders sculpted the colossal statue directly from the plateau, shaping its body, paws, and head with remarkable precision. Yet, curiously, no ancient text mentions the construction of the Sphinx, its purpose, or even the identity of its builders. The silence of the historical record leaves a vacuum that archaeologists have struggled to fill. What we do know is that the Sphinx has undergone multiple restoration phases throughout history, including major repairs during the New Kingdom and Middle Ages. The discovery made in 1937 occurred during one such modern restoration. Workers clearing sand around the monument noticed the unusual depression that led to their accidental finding. The shaft beneath the surface, descending several meters into darkness, raised countless questions. Was it carved at the same time as the Sphinx? Was it added later? Or was it part of a different construction entirely? The lack of documentation from ancient Egypt means each new discovery takes on enormous significance. And this tunnel was no exception. When engineers and archaeologists first descended into the shaft, they found themselves in a narrow, roughly hewn corridor cut directly into the limestone. The walls were uneven and showed signs of chisel marks. But unlike the finely finished passages within pyramids, this shaft appeared deliberately crude. It extended downward before abruptly turning at a right angle, ending in a small chamber about 2 meters wide. The floor was smooth but empty. No artifacts, no inscriptions, no burial remains. This was unusual. Egyptian builders rarely created underground chambers without a clear ritual or functional purpose. The absence of any objects made interpretation even more difficult. Some early researchers assumed the chamber was an abandoned tomb, but its shape and dimensions did not match standard burial architecture. Others believed it was a storage space for tools during the Sphinx's construction. But then, why carve it so deep beneath the ground? And why was it sealed? Later, in the 1970s, a team of researchers reinvestigated the chamber, taking precise measurements and mapping its orientation. They found that the tunnel's direction did not align with any known structure on the Giza plateau. Instead, It pointed toward the bedrock beneath the Sphinx's central body, a detail that fueled speculation for decades. The most puzzling feature was a rough, unfinished notch carved at the back of the chamber, as if work had begun on extending the tunnel further but had been abandoned for unknown reasons. Did the builders intend to dig deeper? And if so, to what end? The lack of answers turned this simple shaft into one of the most discussed anomalies in Egyptian archaeology. As interest grew, more mysteries began to surface. The first mystery concerns the tunnel's age. Geological analysis of the limestone walls revealed differences in erosion patterns, indicating that the shaft may not have been carved at the same time as the Sphinx. Some layers showed signs of ancient tool marks consistent with Old Kingdom chisels, while other sections appeared to have been carved during much later periods, possibly in the late period or even Greco-Roman times. This suggests the tunnel may have been modified or reused across multiple eras. The second mystery involves a sealed stone block discovered at the base of the shaft during a 1980s inspection. The block appeared to close off a deeper cavity, but concerns about structural stability prevented archaeologists from removing it. To this day, what lies behind that stone remains unknown. The third mystery came from geophysical surveys. Using ground-penetrating radar and seismic scanning, researchers detected several anomalies beneath the Sphinx. Some were natural voids in the bedrock, but others appeared rectangular in shape, possibly chambers or man-made cavities. One anomaly in particular, located directly beneath the Sphinx's left paw, showed a distinct outline that could indicate an artificial structure, but because of strict preservation laws, no excavation was permitted. The biggest mystery of all emerged from fragmentary inscriptions found in nearby temples. These inscriptions referenced the House of the Lion and the Chamber of Dawn. Names, some scholars believe, may refer to spaces beneath or near the Sphinx. If these references describe real locations, they may correspond to the anomalies detected by modern scanning. Yet no definitive map exists. And so, the unanswered questions continued to grow. Why was the shaft dug? Why was it sealed? And what is hidden deeper inside the bedrock? By the early 2000s, advances in technology allowed researchers to perform more detailed analyses of the tunnel and the surrounding bedrock. One of the most significant studies came from a Japanese geophysical team in the 1990s, whose seismic readings indicated a rectangular chamber roughly 10 meters beneath the Sphinx's paws. Their findings sparked excitement around the world, with some researchers suggesting this chamber was part of a complex older than the Sphinx itself. However, Egyptian authorities insisted that without excavation, the results remained speculative. Later, experts from the University of Cairo conducted microgravimetric scans, a technique that detects variations in density underground. Their results showed several pockets of low-density material beneath the Sphinx, suggesting cavities of different sizes. Some were natural, but others had straight lines, a pattern rarely found in natural formations. These studies collectively support the possibility of a multi-layered tunnel or chamber system beneath the monument. Yet, despite decades of scanning, no excavation has been approved, largely due to concerns that digging could destabilize the Sphinx's foundation. Some Egyptologists propose a more conservative explanation. They argue that many cavities detected beneath the Sphinx are natural fissures in the Makatam bedrock, formed over thousands of years. They believe the 1937 shaft was carved by workers seeking solid footing or drainage channels during restoration in ancient periods. But this explanation does not fully address the sealed stone block, the unusual orientation of the passage, or the consistent chisel marks found deep underground. Another theory suggests that priests during the New Kingdom may have created hidden chambers for ritual purposes, possibly related to the solar cult that worshipped the Sphinx as an embodiment of Horus or Ra. If so, these underground spaces might have been used for ceremonial storage, sacred texts, or hidden artifacts meant only for temple priests. What strengthens this theory is the discovery of a ceremonial causeway leading from Khafare's pyramid toward the Sphinx, indicating the area held deep religious significance. Understanding what lies beneath the Sphinx is more than just a question of archaeology. It reshapes our understanding of ancient Egyptian engineering, religion, and cultural evolution. If the tunnel dates back to the Old Kingdom, it would reveal that the builders of the Sphinx created more complex underground structures than previously believed. It would also suggest they planned multi-level architecture beneath monuments, an idea that aligns with the hidden chambers in pyramids but has never been confirmed for the Sphinx. If the tunnel was carved in later periods, it would indicate that successive generations continued to modify the Giza plateau, reinterpreting the Sphinx for their own religious or political purposes. This would not be unusual. Many ancient Egyptian sites were repurposed across centuries. The sealed block remains the most tantalizing clue that something important lies deeper in the bedrock. Whether it conceals another tunnel, a hidden chamber, or simply leads to a natural void remains uncertain. But its presence suggests intentional concealment. Some Egyptologists believe it may hide a symbolic chamber representing the cycle of rebirth, a concept central to Egyptian religion. Others point out that underground tunnels were often used to protect sacred objects from looters, a tradition that continued for thousands of years. Even if the deeper cavities turn out to be natural, the tunnel itself remains an archaeological anomaly that defies simple explanation. And so, the question remains, what lies beneath the Sphinx? A lost chamber? A forgotten ritual passage? An unfinished project abandoned by ancient workers? Or simply a practical structure built for maintenance thousands of years ago? With modern technology, we can detect what seems to be beneath the surface, but without excavation, we cannot know for certain. For now, the Sphinx keeps its secrets buried in the stone beneath its pores, guarding mysteries older than history itself. One thing is clear: every new study reminds us that ancient Egypt still holds countless secrets yet to be uncovered. The Sphinx is more than a monument. It is a gateway to unanswered questions about engineering, religion, and the ambitions of a civilization that shaped human history. So, what do you think lies behind the sealed stone? A hidden chamber, a forgotten passage, or nothing at all? Share your thoughts below and join us on the next journey into the world's greatest mysteries.